Hey everybody, I'm back. I saw this movie 2 weeks ago, but apparently I had some issue with my camera and there was a lot of sound feedback from the car. So I had to reshoot it, and let's just say stuff happened, which is why I'm finally able to reshoot it today. Literally 15 minutes before I go see Justice League, so we're gonna have to make this one kinda quick, which I know might sadden some of you that I don't go on long rants like I am right now, but we'll get through it. Because there's not really much to say about Thor Ragnarok except for the fact that, well, is it flawed? Yeah, it's got its moments. Is this movie amazing to watch? Oh, heck yes! I wouldn't exactly put this higher than Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 2. Ant-Man, in my personal opinion, I can always sit down and enjoy that one. And the original Thor's got a softer place in my heart. But if I'm being 100% honest here, this one is probably one of the best Thor movies they've made, solely from the fact that they've taken it some serious tone, but they're truly embracing the Marvel campiness, and it's something to be relished in. Now, there is one drawback to this movie. It's the fact that you kind of want to watch the first Thor movie again, so you can, or maybe even the second, just to get an idea of the characters, because some of them do play a bit of a role. Heimdall, the blind black swordsman's in this movie, and he plays a decent bit. The Warriors 3 are involved until a certain point. The Warriors 3 being Thor's friends. You don't gotta worry about Natalie Portman or Sif, though. Both those women, not in this movie. Mostly for the reason that we can have Thor trying to hit on Valkyrie, and Valkyrie trying to, reciprocate that, basically. But, it's Chris Hemsworth. You could throw any woman in this movie, and you can pretty much guarantee that, yeah, by the end of it, they're gonna want him. Especially when he's rocking the freaking muscles. Seriously, the Marvel workout does amazing results. You almost gotta wonder if they do the One Punch Man workouts. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok. It's good. Chris Hemsworth, as always, does a great job in this movie. He's likable, he's charismatic, he's charming. The dude is in a gladiatorial fight to the death, facing the Hulk, and all he can say is, yes! Basically that. Way better than me, because unlike Chris Hemsworth, I got messed up vocal cords at the moment, so we gotta roll with this. Yeah, it's fun though. And his fight with the Hulk is amazing. Exactly what we want to see. But with the added bonus of having both Jeff Goldblum and Loki watching on and giving commentary. Not like sports commentary, but they're talking back and forth about this, and it's amazing. Oh, and the fight basically goes the way you would imagine. Not as bad as the one where when Hulk fought Loki, but you can kind of tell who's going to win this fight. But Thor does actually put up a good fight. In fact, he gets what one would call an anime power boost, wherein your emotions tap into some secret power that you never knew you had, and increases your power, speed, endurance, all that good stuff. But against the Hulk, it does jack. Oh god, that scene is amazing. I just want to get the DVD just to watch that fight scene over and over again. Honestly, I would put it on par with the airport scene from Captain America Civil War, solely for the fact that, well, two sides fighting, and honestly, if those two were in Civil War, that fight would be over in about, a minute, if you're lucky. So, and of course, Thor and Hulk actually do have some good chemistry together, both as Thor and Hulk and as Bruce Banner and Thor. They each have a different dynamic, and they constantly bring out some of the best in each other. Hulk, at this point, has been the Hulk for what would be considered, I think 3 years, I want to say, since Captain America Civil War. Maybe 2 years, give or take. So he's been trapped in that form for a while. So when he's out, it's a breath of fresh air. It's like getting stuck in a freaking room that you can't leave no matter how hard you try. And when you finally do, you never want to go back in it. Bruce Banner's character finally gets his full progression and his full acceptance into his role as the movie comes to an end, which I feel is actually very good for the character, and kind of sad if you think about it, because he kind of realizes something that is very important, and he learns that, well, eventually a true hero has to make the ultimate sacrifice. Something that we get a lot in this movie, because a lot of good people fight valiantly, but in the end they don't make it. Even someone who gets a redemption, you knew it was coming, They made it abundantly apparent. But the good news is the redemption isn't not earned, if that makes any sense. We don't see that person do anything incredibly horrible to the point where we can't possibly, forgive this person for their transgressions. It's kind of the observer versus someone who actually follows the orders to its fullest degree. And there's actually a bit of redemption in that for the character. And the way they do it's kind of fun. I never thought I would see this in a Thor movie or a Hulk movie. Not going to spoil what that is, but you'll see. And on that action scene, though, the fight scenes in this movie are actually really good. Thor and Hulk's throwdown is amazing. Helena just walking through Asgard. Literally, I have not seen somebody walk through an army like that since I saw Goemon Ishikawa, an old Asian film where literally it's one samurai versus an entire army. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 armies, and he's just weaving through them, slashing them up like they were nothing but rice paper. Good movie, by the way, if you haven't had a chance to look it up. Heart of the Thief, I believe is called. Or you could just type in Goemon Ishikawa movie. Good choice. It's a good watch. You will have to read subtitles, but it's good. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok is actually a really good movie. Helena is an okay villain. Let's be honest here. Most of the villains in the Marvel movies aren't good. With the exception of Loki from the, not really the first Thor movie, he's kind of okay, but he steps into his own very well in Avengers. And Ego the Living Planet from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I would say, would probably be above Helena. She has a wit, but she knows what she is. She's a goddess of death, literally the eternal embodiment of death. So, as such, one would expect her to be able to walk through an entire army like it's nothing, kill people left and right without a second thought, raise the dead to an unholy army, and have its sole purpose of being conquering and control simply for the enjoyment of death and ruling. And she does a really good job doing it. However, the stupid headdress. We've all seen it in the trailers. Trust me, she only wears it when she's trying to be, quote, threatening. Or when she's going to war, basically. So, you don't see it that much. But you kind of get enough of it. And there's a couple of other cameo characters I'm not going to spoil because they're good, you can see them coming, and if you've seen the end of a certain movie, you know someone's in this movie. However, I have one issue with his scene, because in it, Thor is back on Earth, and clearly he's not going to carry Mjolnir around, so he has it as an umbrella. Why didn't you make it a walking stick? In the original comic, it was a walking stick that he slammed on the ground and gave him the powers of Thor. How dare you not do that? 0 out of 10. Yes, actual comment I have read. You gotta love the internet, folks. You can find people to nitpick and complain about the dumbest things, and yet will say something incredibly crazy, like, Ghostbusters 2016 was better than the original. Yes, real comment. And they're wrong. Just like how anyone says that this is a bad movie, they're wrong. It's not great. It's not exactly the magnum opus we're all hoping for. Don't expect Shakespeare in the Park when you walk into a movie called Thor Ragnarok when you know the Hulk is gonna be in it. It's good, guys. I highly recommend going to go see it. And now is the best time because as I bought my ticket a little bit ago, every screening of Justice League is dang near sold out. I got lucky and got one seat back in row G. But the rest, packed. All these movies are packed. Including another movie that makes me a little upset that thing's getting packed. But I'll talk about that when I finally review that movie, because I gotta see how bad that movie is. Yeah, I know. A movie I think is actually worse than Justice League after all my ranting and raving. Go figure. Anyway, guys, I gotta jet off because I think my movie starts in literally 5 minutes, so I'll see you all soon. Until then, I'm Kevin Riley signing off, and I'll see you all next time. Later.